Hey, Kliq This fans, want to get closer to the show than ever? Join Kliq This TV. Kliq This TV offers early commercial-free access to wrestling's hottest podcast, plus live audience tapings of their show every friggin' week. Head to kliqthistv.com now and get inside the show that's just too sweet.
The following podcast contains mature language and adult discussion.
Happy Monday morning. Kliq This, the Kev and Nash podcast. He's Kev, I'm Sean, and the story of the weekend is AKRON. Go AKRON, Kev. Holy shit. How did you do that?
AKRON
God
zips.
damn.
It's just one of those things, man. You either got it
Well
or you
done,
don't.
my friend. I'm following your lead from now on.
Oh, yeah.
There might be some people confused depending on how the weekend goes,
Yeah.
but if I got that right, goddamn AKRON. Thank God.
Thank God.
Kev, we've covered Buc-ees on here occasionally, have
Yes.
we? Right, the famous rest stop area. That's
giant. Yeah.
I think it only goes as far north as what now? The Carolinas?
I don't know. I know we got a big one like somewhere around LPGA on 95.
Yeah, it's right. It's in the same turnoff as the restaurant I like, Stonewood.
Okay, you know that used to be Vince Carter's restaurant. Used to be called
Yes,
Vince Carter's.
before
Yeah,
Stonewood. So it is in that same complex. But so I saw that Buc-ees. You know, the Better Business Bureau gives ratings to any businesses. Buc-ees has gotten an F.
Wow.
From the Better Business Bureau this week.
Did you ever see what they fucking pay people?
No.
Oh my God.
Is
It's
it a lot?
Steve, see if you can find a you know how have you ever been to Buc-ee's?
Me, yeah.
Steve, have you?
Oh.
You can just say, yeah. Is Steve dead?
He's on with his bookie taking AKRON.
Okay. Steve, did you hear what I asked earlier before that?
Check the salaries. Check the starting salaries.
See if you can find a pay scale thing for Buc-ee's. Because it was either on the internet. I've never been to one.
You know what, Kevin? I did see this. You know where? When we went to Buc-ee's, they had it posted on the door to solicit applications, and they listed from manager downward.
There it is.
There it is. There's the sign that they had out.
Let's see what we got here. Cashier, $18 an hour. Restroom crew, 20. Food service, 21. Department manager, 33.
Assistant manager.
From
assistant 100
manager,
to 150.
Yeah. I mean, so you've got some six-figure jobs at Buc-ee's. General manager of Buc-ee's is making a quarter.
Yeah.
401k.
100% match on the 401k. 3 weeks paid vacation a year.
Listen, guys, let's just wrap this up. I think I got to make a couple phone calls.
You're laughing. When we walked out, my wife turned around and saw this. She said, fuck this. I'm not going back to Jersey.
Exactly.
Yeah. But anyway.
Think of the pressure, though.
To mop the restroom. But, Kevin, you know, you're joking. The turn off for that, off of LPGA into the Buc-ee's complex.
Was it
Disney?
Was it like Disney-ish,
yes.
right? Yeah.
Yes. The thing's an attraction unto itself. It's impressive.
It's that song. Nothing draws a crowd like a crowd.
Word. They have the size of their jerky counter was so impressive. I got something like a sweet cherry jerky there. I started talking with a southern twang.
I've heard like people I think that's one of the, like, for me, that would be an anxiety attack.
Yes.
It's like, I never forget, like, we were up all night drinking whiskey, and it was me, Scott, and Paul Wight, Giant. And so we're in a private plane. We were in Starkville, Mississippi. Scott and I wrestled Booker T and Stevie Ray. It fucking poured down rain, and we were outdoors. And the way to the ring was pallets. And then the tent that you got dressed in and out of was pallets. So you're walking on, and it's slowly this fucking thing's turning into mud. And we've got to go get in a Suburban and go shoot across. And I think it was a Citation 5, but fucking, like, Paul is so fucking big. Like, I'm a tall guy, but when I sit down, but Paul is just, like, he has so much girth to him. Like it was like Yoko. Yoko would sit next to you, and Yoko's ass was 4 feet tall. So he'd be like, his head would be like at the top of I'd see him and Taker going down the road, and Taker be driving, and Yoke be in the front seat, and Yoke's head be taller than Mark's. Yeah, because Yoke was just so big.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Where the fuck? What was the venue?
It was
this show.
I want to think it was some WCW bullshit,
Awful.
state fairground, and, like, I remember, like, we just went home because Book and Stevie, we just looked at each other and just went, "Fuck this!" Like, I think we did we did a fight back to the fucking tent.
Into the car.
Yeah, so we flew that night, and we got into where's Talladega at? No, it wasn't Talladega. It was Charlotte. We went to Charlotte. They put us in a hotel, and we stayed up and drank till like 6, and our driver was going to be there at 7. So all of us, like, passed out, and the guy's pounding on the door. Our eyes are so fucking red. Like, we look like 3 demons. We're not even sober yet. And we pile into this Suburban, drive to the track, and we go out there and we meet some people, and that we got shades on. Everybody's got their shades on. So we do a signing out underneath the tent. So we sign, and then we go in. By this time, they're starting to race the cars. And they said, "Hey, come on down to the pits." They take us on golf carts, bring us down to the pits. 1 hour sleep with a hangover. Hearing them fucking cars. I was just like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" And it went on and on and on and on. Finally, me and Scott worked our way into back then it was sponsored by Winston cigarettes. And we got to the Winston box, which is like the big fucking suite. And there was, I mean, gigantic, like shrimp this big. And I just made a mark like set about 5 inches. You're just listening. But long story short, Kyle Petty was our driver, the NWO's driver. And we're like, I don't know, 30 laps into the match, around the race match. And Kyle hits the wall with another fucking car. And Scott and I go, "Oh my God! My God!"
Was anyone injured?
That's what we said. "Is he injured? Is he okay?" Right now, he's fine. Thank God. Can we leave now? And we went right down. We left right then. And we found a sushi place. And Scott and I just started pounding sushi and drinking Asahis. I know that we fell asleep like 9 o'clock. And it was like that when you get drunk on a boat feeling. Like, you ever done that? You go out like at noon and you get drunk on a boat and you're coming in and the sun's dropping. Like, you barely make it to 9 o'clock and you wake up the next day and it's just like, do I have the flu? No, you just drank too much, you idiot.
So you didn't have to
Boy,
work that
I
night.
miss that.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I'm listening to this. I'm like, there's nothing about this for any amount of money that Kevin would go back to right now.
No.
I got to ask you, first of all, it sounds like a nightmarish setup anyway. Who used to book these for you guys there? Like, who used to set the venues?
I don't know who was legally able to take acid. I mean, fuck it, but that was so much shit was just like a carryover from WCW.
Right.
Like before
Even though
Nitro.
you guys had the ratings and the money, you kept doing these fucking outdoor
it was-
venues on
There was
pallets.
still some fucking guy. I remember we did the same thing in fuck, it was. I want to think it was outside of Albuquerque. No, I think it was in Albuquerque. We ended up driving to El Paso. It was somewhere over there, and we were in a rodeo, fucking arena, which
With the dirt?
with the pallets and no showers, and then the show was over late, and like everybody had the drive was like 270 wherever we went to, and everybody got in, and it wasn't call time was because of the 3 hours difference. Call time basically gave us 6 hours sleep. So I'll never forget this, man. This was one of my I was such a fucking dick. I fucking refused to work with Booker.
Why?
Because I was afraid I couldn't take care of him because the travel schedule did not allow me for enough proper rest.
What a fucking diva move that is. I would have loved to have been the agent that had to receive that.
So Eric says to me, I mean, just as nice and sincerely as he can, he says, dude, he goes, I have a fucking trailer here. He said, the air's on. He goes, he says, nobody's touched the bed. Just go, if you want to go catch some fucking Z's. Because we already checked out of our fucking hotel. And what was my response? My contract doesn't say I fucking sleep in trailers outside the arena.
So you wouldn't even do that?
Wouldn't do it.
Right.
And didn't work.
Right. When you guys would, first of all, I'm a fairly bright guy. I never considered that because Nitro went on the air at 8, that it was really 5.
Yeah,
if you were over
that's
there.
That's why when fucking that's what's great about the Netflix deal is they run them and then they just show them whenever the crowd, But I guess.
It's live.
It's live for everywhere, but
yes,
it's still like on the West Coast for them. It still sucks because it's a 5 or what time does Raw come on?
it's 5 o'clock.
Is it 5 or is it 8?
Well, it's 8. It's 8, but it's 5 there.
Yeah, because I don't watch it. So I was gonna watch it. The way my TV system works is if I watch it live, I get commercials. If I watch it day of, I get commercials. And then if I watch it Tuesday at midnight, it's no commercials.
Right. I think that's universal.
So I always wait for the no commercials.
Let me ask you about some more about this travel schedule. So you guys, you'd get up. You'd wake up in the city you're working that night. So you're already in, if you're doing Pittsburgh, you're doing Nitro in Pittsburgh. You're in Pittsburgh
the night before.
Sunday night into Monday.
Right.
You get up, gym, whatever you got to do, eat. You're at the arena, you shoot it. Now you're checked out by the time you get to Nitro?
Yes.
So at 11 or 12,
you're out.
You're heading to
the arena.
Wherever. Ohio or whatever.
So this is after Nitro?
When you're done with the show, yeah.
Right. You go back to the Marriott and you drink and watch the show back.
All right, so you're not
No.
checked out of your. Okay, I got it.
Even though Tuesday is Thunder,
Right.
and you just get up. Nobody fucking makes Thunder. Nobody gives a fuck.
Oh, really?
Everybody kind of drives day. Yeah, you get there, but it was always close. It was always like 100, 120. It was always. They never made it like anything. Because it was an add-on, so Eric knew that it was going to be a pain in the ass, but Eric wanted the revenue.
Smaller venues for Thunder, or
A lot of times, like in like in Evansville, like smaller, like towns we wouldn't usually run.
did you only tape Thunder, or did you do? No, Saturday night was from.
We did one. So we did Monday night Nitro.
Yeah.
And then we did a Thunder, and we did 2. One live, one that goes to tape. That's why it was so fucking difficult to book, because when you went and did the next live Monday, you already had Tuesday's fucking show in the can.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck with that. Have somebody get hurt at Nitro that's prompted on the Thursday, so.
Right, you got them in the can
Yeah.
for the following Thursday, and then that Monday, 3 days before they're about to air winning the title, they tear their fucking ACL. God, madness of it all. Yeah. Just keeping track of it. Well, speaking of travel, we had a successful, we talked last week about that show, but Cincinnati was successful, right?
Yes, Cincinnati was... I left my house. My flight was at 11 a.m. I arrived in Cincinnati at 4 and was in my hotel by probably 5:15.
There was one of the comments I saw on somewhere. I can't remember if it was on Twitter or YouTube or something. Somebody said they appreciated the travel tips. So they actually putting some of what we talk about every week. I'm just entertained by the stories, but people are gleaning information on how to do this successfully from your travails.
Well, I mean, I've just done it for so long. Like coming back, like I've learned. My preference is always going to be to fly out of Daytona Beach, because it's a 20-minute drive, and that includes that fucking 11 to 12 minutes to get off the fucking beach. So once I get off the beach, it's a short shot to get to the airport, and but at the same time, if I have to take a red eye, I try to go to Orlando home, because I end up at like 5:50 in the morning in Atlanta, and I've got like 3.5, 4 hours to catch that first flight into Daytona, and that's brutal because I don't sleep on a plane. So I'd rather that way there than at least I can get in at 6 o'clock into Orlando and get an Uber to take me home.
Did they open up that route from Daytona, from New York to Daytona yet? They were gonna. I think JetBlue.
I think they have two different gimmicks. I think they've got 2 shots to Boston and 2 shots to.
It would be JFK.
Yeah, JFK.
Which anyone who's ever flown into JFK or out of JFK.
Oh fuck that new JFK. Fuck that.
The architects of hell looked up and went, all right, let's make it bad down here, but not as bad as JFK. That has the fucking corner on the market of horrible airports.
Every time I am in that airport, if I land and I have to go make a connection, I'm on the opposite side of the fucking. Number one, like they tried to be super cosmopolitan and build a mall downstairs. That area after TSA and all that shit with that. It's like, I don't need that shit. That's just
who fucking cares?
Further for me to fucking walk. Like, fuck that. Yeah, I
Fucking,
mean, I
then
got
if you
off.
want to take a ride share, do you know what I had to do to get a ride share there last year? You got to get on a fucking train. That tram. Now it's not a tram like Orlando has that little stupid thing that goes back and forth.
Right.
It takes 2 minutes. You got to get on this thing and go to Brighton Beach, Brooklyn, to get off,
How far?
and then get
20?
20 minutes on the fucking train out of the airport.
Yeah.
It's like 5 stops you got to sit through. Horrendous. I don't know if they're trying to discourage people from using ride shares, but it certainly would it discourage me is from ever flying into your fucking airport again.
To me, man, if I've got car service, I'd just as soon fly into Newark.
Oh, Newark's a breeze. Everything's right there.
That Delta terminal's nice as fuck. It's like,
Oh, that Terminal A that they redid too. It's great. It's very spacious. It never feels crowded.
if I have to pick because they made, like LaGuardia used to be when you landed in LaGuardia with Delta, it was like 9 gates, and there was like a little bar type area, like towards like the last 5 gates. There was some little, I don't know, pretzel or some bullshit, but there was at one time there was a sushi place up front when you first got on the terminal, and but there was like this little escalator. I swear to you, it couldn't have been any longer than 18 feet that went down to 3 baggage claims, and that was it, man.
Yeah.
And now, so I land there, and it's just like, it had been like, I don't know, probably a year and a half since I'd landed there. And I get off, and I'm walking, and I'm like, where the fuck? So it's the same, like I'm walking, but it's all brand new, but I'm following the architecture. So I'm thinking, okay, so instead of going down now, I'm going to take a left, because there used to be an area going left, but it was stopped for construction for years. So you could only walk down that way so far, then it was stopped for construction. So now so I said, okay, that's open now, that makes sense. So I go, and I walk, and it's a lot further than I think it's going to be. And I turn around the corner, and I look up, and there's like one of those like road signs, but on the ceiling, that basically says baggage claim is like 12 or 13 minutes from here. It's like it does the fucking Heathrow on you.
Mm.
And there's no fucking walking sidewalks. It's like, are you fucking shitting me? And then you go down to this space age 5-level baggage claim. But by that time, you're fucking shattered.
Yeah. There's nothing glorious about travel.
No. As I say, people say that. I was reading. Oh God. It might have been National Geographic. I was reading this, and it was an online thing. They were saying that one of the things that travel does when you bring your children is, number one, it from a cultural standpoint, your kids become interactive with their learning process, and it's like anytime you take a kid out of your country, I think that's as important as anything you can do with your kid is to make definitely make your kids travel. Like you learn shit in school, you learn life when you travel. And but they were saying also that because once you start traveling, you usually continue doing it, and it said that it will over time it will calm a person's anxiety to travel. I'm thinking, the fuck it does.
Yeah.
I mean,
maybe being elsewhere, maybe, but the price you pay to get there.
If you're even semi-glued in, and and I mean, I just gotta fucking say something right now. I tip my fucking hat. I salute those TSA motherfuckers, man. Ain't getting paid, and they're showing up, and they're they're doing their job. They're busting their fucking ass. I don't understand why the Republicans and the Democrats can't cut a fucking bill. The problem is ICE.
You put the other bullshit in it. So
but
you
why?
can isolate. You can though. You can isolate.
You can isolate fucking the ICE fucking situation, and then you just everything else, man. You fund. Because if like, why are you punishing? It's not a game, man. It's fucking people's lives. It's fucked up.
Yeah. The last vote was on party lines. The Democrats did vote down a bill that would have funded TSA because it had ICE in there with no guidelines and modifications.
Right.
So
No.
then the Democrats wrote one which was just TSA, just to get them paid and open it, and the vote was on party lines, and the Republicans voted that down. So we're still where we are. The good thing about flying to Newark is Lookers is still open.
A government that doesn't fucking work.
Lookers is still open. I sent you a picture. I took the wrong turn. I got off in Elizabeth and I passed it. I sent it to Waltman. He goes, looks exactly the same.
Of course it does.
I said a few of the dancers were the same too, from '98 as well. The 1BG has some feedback. Was listening or watching last week and said the money for Vision was Bron turning face on Seth. Having the opposite and continuing angle with half of them hurt is a mistake. Raw needs a top heel that can always be in the title picture and stay credible without being too dominant. If not, Roman or Gunther, who apparently doesn't need a belt, get Seth back to what he does best. We mentioned last week that it's a mess.
I think one day by Paul telling them that they needed to concentrate on the tag belts and the Usos. So I think that was done.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and it's just because it's not division. Like we remember when Logan Paul came down with
Theory
Austin
last week.
Yeah.
Nothing against either one of them. It's just
it's just they're part of a faction that's not there.
A faction's not two people. It's a couple.
Yeah.
You know.
They had a lovely.
Hey, you
want
to come over to my orgy? Who's going to be there? Me. No, man. That ain't an orgy. That's you being rapey. Fuck.
Jason Knapp. I think they are trying to make Punk more heel than Roman is all.
I think they're both so tweener anyway. Like, when you can't fucking have Roman Reigns on his way to the ring and have a graphic that says Roman Reigns has headlined 11 WrestleManias. Like, okay. And I should dislike this guy for what fucking reason? Midway through the fucking show, he says, everybody fucking bitches about me being a part-timer. And he's sitting there talking with his cousins. And he says, how about you? He says, I know about me. I never saw my dad. You guys see your dad? They're like, no. He said, see, that's what I'm not going to be. Yeah, I'm part-time this. I'm full-time father. I'm full-time fucking dad. Full-time fucking husband. So how is that a heel?
But Punk isn't a heel either. So
no. So what you've got is exactly what you need. They've been able to fucking make this thing. You have to realize, man, that fucking Roman Reigns, what set this off is, and I think that they need to put this in packages now, because he said, I fucking hate you. I choose you because I fucking hate you. And I think that last night when they've been going back and forth, and Punk's whole promo has been, you're getting in my, I'm getting in your head, I'm getting in your head, I'm getting in your head. And then when it comes down to it, the line of the night definitely is, if you want to see what a fucking top guy looks like, fucking watch your wife.
That was the pop of the night.
That was
sure.
the pop of the night, line wise, and and it's I don't think that fucking um, I don't think anything on that TV is unscripted. After hearing the death, there's just no way talking about Roman's father's death is like that's all that's written.
Yeah.
Because that's one thing we forget a lot of times once we're away from the business is Paul is in charge of creative, but people don't understand that Paul's also the fucking coach. Like he has a room full of writers and like there's no way that Paul's going to dictate. Because he's never has been that way. He's always been um, a darling for the guys in the locker room. Like the guys they like working for him because he's not Vince. So that's one thing. And anytime you see a clip on Instagram of Paul going over something with somebody, whether it be just an entrance or a move. I saw a thing with Sean at an NXT taping, just showing a guy, and
I saw it.
As soon as they go to show the guy something, it's like fucking that passion you have for the business, whether you have it or don't, you can't not fucking just and right fucking there. It's like how do you not feel this and see this? But you're talking about two of the greatest fucking performers, and it's like that's got to drive fucking people crazy. Paul and Sean both wanted to be pro wrestlers since fucking they ever wanted to be anything. Because Paul knew that Paul was a huge bodybuilding freak, but he knew there was no money in that. He knew there was money in wrestling. Mm-hmm. So that's like the best job you can have in that era. Guys like Phil Heath and Cutler and those guys, the guys that are businessmen that are the Olympias, like Seabaum, those guys are fucking, they're raking in fucking money. But that era of guys like that, Sean and Paul both, man, they just. And I always thought that was I thought it was kind of cool because that wasn't me. I wanted to play basketball. I'm thinking wow, this has got to be, I would always say that in the car, this has got to be so fucking cool. This would be like me being on the team bus going to fucking playing the Bulls right now. It's not, but it would be like that if it was my dream.
I don't want to get off Punk too quickly here because I want you to explain something to me.
Ooh, and you know what? I don't think he wants you off him.
Yeah, bearskin rug. It was the orgy reference. You got me all worked up. So, all right. So we got a situation. You mentioned tweener before. I guess that's the perfect way to put it, right? So we got Roman. We got Punk. Crowd's popping for both, okay, right. and they both get their shine every week, and they're cool and they're over, all right. So you've got the public, you've got the interest of the crowd. Doesn't the crowd, the audience, the viewing audience, or the live crowd both have to root for someone to
absolutely
lose? Any WrestleMania main event that's remembered as a great one was such because there was a pretty definitive good guy and bad guy.
If you one of my favorite matches of all time will be Hulk vs. Rock.
I was going to bring that up. Okay, go ahead.
And that was laid out for Rock to be the babyface. When they laid it out in Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
You got two of the greatest of all time in the ring. Like Rock immediately just went, they don't want me. It almost becomes a situation, and you'll know this once the match starts, like the sooner somebody can turn themselves heel just for this match, it makes the psychology and the fucking calling of the match so much easier, because I don't give a fuck what anybody says. People say all the time, there's no such thing as a heel or a baby face anymore. Well, let me tell you right now, you still fucking, somebody's got to get heat on somebody. And it's got to be more than the other guy. So somebody's got to get heat. I call that the heel. Somebody's got to fucking make the comeback. That's the baby face. Somebody's got to take the comeback. Now, I know in today's new world, it's a back and forth how many times you can do the other guy's finish on him before fucking one of the fucking Superman punches or one of the spears or one of the fucking go to sleeps, one of those fucking, finally, get the 1, 2, 3.
So you've got two guys who come to the ring, let's say wrestler A, wrestler B. I don't know if it's going to be Punk or Roman. Something may happen definitive in the next, we got 4 weeks, right? 4 episodes before WrestleMania. So something can happen. But if it doesn't, it's incumbent on Roman or Punk that night in the ring, if even only for those 30 minutes or however long the match is, and it changes the next night on Raw, one of those guys has to do something to get the crowd to root for the other guy. Someone has to do something heelish to draw that line in the sand. That's what I'm hearing from you.
But it could be night of.
That's what I mean. That night before they go out.
No, it could be opening match. Fucking CM Punk is being outshined because Roman's younger and better shape or whatever the fuck you want to call it. But I think they're the same age. And just the fact that Roman's fucking part-time, he's crisper because Punk's been fucking on the road to fighting champion, whatever you want to call it. But if Punk takes a fucking shortcut, or if Roman takes a shortcut to get the advantage, then that's I just don't think the back and forth Japan shake hands between fucking arm tosses is fucking
right. That's my point. So that night something has to happen.
For me, it's really hard for me to dislike Roman. It's just hard for me to dislike Roman after him having the fucking championship for, I don't know, 1,300, 1,500, whatever the fuck. I mean, he was the champion there for a long time. And I was watching the program. And that bloodline was a long fucking complex. That bloodline gimmick drew fucking money. Roman drew fucking money.
Mm-hmm.
So.
True that.
They all did.
Let me ask a question, Kevin, here. If you're playing baseball, right, you want to be drafted by the Yankees. You want that high profile. You want the champions, right? If you're playing basketball.
Fucking want that. You want that New York ass.
Right. You want some New York. You want
that Ford Model Agency group.
Maybe basketball. You want to be on the Knicks or something, or maybe
God no.
Lakers,
Yeah,
right?
Lakers,
You want a legacy.
Lakers. Yeah, Lakers would be the.
Kevin, if you've got a personal injury case, who are you calling?
The number one, the biggest in the world.
That's it. Morgan & Morgan, right? You're going to go with the New York Yankees of personal injury law. Welcome, once again, to Morgan & Morgan. They've been fighting for the people for 35 years, okay? You want to take a stab at how much money collectively has been recovered for clients? $30 billion. That was a B, okay? Not only are they one of our new wonderful sponsors, they're also the official law firm partner of WWE. And I couldn't even believe this when I saw this. They're coming in hot to this show, and they want to hook up a lucky fan here with 2 tickets to WrestleMania 42 in Las Vegas on April 18th and 19th. That's right. Listen to that again. They want to send one of you and a guest to Las Vegas to watch WrestleMania 42 live. In addition to the 2 tickets you're going to get, they're throwing in $2,000. to help you have a good time while you're there, cover some travel expenses. Guys, to enter, all you have to do is text HEAT42, HEAT 42, to the number 4, the number 4, that is, the people. So number 4, the people, and you're going to text HEAT42. All right, don't miss out on your chance to watch WrestleMania 42 live, courtesy of our new friends at Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. No purchase is necessary. Okay, open to legal residents of the 48 contiguous United States and D.C. who are 18 plus. All right, the sweepstake ends 3/29. So get on it. All right, this is a paid advertisement from Morgan & Morgan, who we love. Welcome.
Do you know where you know where Mr. Morgan lives, don't you? These are my neighbors.
I know that you know one of the Morgans, which is...
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but I mean, John goes down to Millie's, like we hang out. We live down there. I've known these, a lot of people. So the only reason that Florida has recreational cannabis is because John Morgan went out, spent probably $10 million of his own money, fought the state for like 12 years and got it passed.
Wow.
So
further testament to
that's why, yeah,
Morgan.
you want somebody, you want a law firm, you want somebody that beats states.
Beats an entire state. Yes.
The state of Florida is not a lightweight.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's who you want on your team.
Text HEAT42 to 4 the people. That, if you want the number, is 484-373-6753. Thank you, Morgan & Morgan. Welcome aboard. Kevin says he'll see you at Millie's next week.
Yep.
That's the seafood place I got to hit,
yeah,
right?
that's we just ate there last night.
I'll do that when I'm
But
down there. I won't be down there till
they
June,
hammered my wife's chicken with garlic last night. Or not her fish, she had flounder.
Oh.
And she brought it home because it's always like an 8-ounce piece, and like people are so used. And I'm doing a visual in case like to get a piece of flounder at a restaurant that's about as thick as a Waffle House waffle.
Uh-huh.
And like you go there and everything is caught fresh. Whatever they catch is what's on the docket for using two days. And I mean, Tamara's piece of flounder was, I would say,
wow,
fucking three and a half inches thick.
Oh, I'm starving. You're wetting my appetite,
fuck.
man.
With that franchise sauce and some angel hair, super greens on top.
Oh, you're killing me. Killing me. Jan Wright was listening last week and said, "Happy belated birthday to the legendary Scott Hall." That's March 14th. It wasn't his
birthday. That's the day he passed away.
March 14th. What is she saying? Belated birthday then?
No, she doesn't.
Or he, Jan. Jan could be a guy too.
No, that's when Scott passed away. That was 4 years. I promise I know.
I can't believe it's 4 years.
Scott's in November. Baby. He's the only Kliq that wasn't in July.
You guys all share July birthdays?
All the Kliq's July. Yeah.
Well, it's good you made an exception and let him in. Isaac Bright. Arkansas winning it all, baby. Big hogs on the loose.
Yeah.
I don't think that's what you said earlier.
No, I wasn't real impressed with their SEC tournament showing. I wasn't real impressed with the SEC as a whole, so.
But Akron, fuck.
You're talking about a man's team.
Get out the way. Maximum Destruction 80. I saw a video of Oz in a battle royal with El Gigante. Wonder if he remembers any of it. Do you?
No. Every time you wrestle an 8-foot person, it just fucking goes right by you. I had a singles match with El Gigante in Knoxville at the Civic Center. And I'm thinking like, what the fuck do I do with this guy? And I'm green as shit, and I'm Oz. So I have Barry Windham teach me how to make a blade. And I make a blade, and I have him chop me. And even with that short, I got Oz hair right now. With my hair short, I fucking bladed myself. And I went down to a knee, and when I turned around, he looked at me and goes, I do that?
Oh, you thought it was hard way? You didn't
Yeah.
even tell him you were going to gig?
Fuck no.
Oh, wow. Excellent.
The only reason was fucking I wasn't sure I was going to. First time you take I don't think it's in your DNA to mutilate your face.
No. And how do you know how far to go? Like how deep to go? How wide?
Because okay, so if this is the edge of the, so if this is the edge of the razor blades,
he's holding a pencil for everyone listening.
So yes. I'm right. So that's the point on top, right?
Yes.
So if I put tape up until like a 1/16 of an inch shows, it's like a little tiny spike. When you drag it, it ain't gonna go. The tape will stop it from going any deeper.
From going deeper. Okay.
Yeah.
And Barry showed you that.
Yeah, Barry showed me that. And if I can, and Barry was like, to me, he was like the shit. Like I had my first decent match with Barry just because he was so good, and he called he was just so blessed. Scott and I both are huge fans of Barry Windham.
Yeah.
Just the way he gets in the ring like a fucking big panther.
Where'd you hide your gig?
Wrist.
Tape or
you did wrist tape? Okay. Yeah. Gotta have some reason to fucking tape your wrists. Sure as fuck ain't gonna stop anything.
One of my favorite stories about El Gigante, when he was Giant Gonzales in, I guess, WWE.
Yeah.
When Fonzie was on the road as the ref.
Was he driving him?
Yeah, more than that though. He calls him in the middle of the night. He says, "I need help." So he runs down the hall to the hotel, and he's got a naked woman on the bed, and he explains that he can't get in there. Can Fonzie go first to open things up so that he
Are you
can
kidding?
follow? No.
Is that I've never heard that story.
Yeah, I feel like it's not in this one. I feel like it's in Todd's. I did it for something. I believe it was Todd's book. Yeah. So
that's why he wants the belt. Okay, easy, buddy.
All right, so we're talking about Oz. We're talking about El Gigante. It is time for an impromptu Mount Nashmore. I'm just going to hit you with one right now.
Boom.
Steve, get the graphics ready. Give me your 4 big men in wrestling. Present company excluded, please.
4 big men in wrestling.
Yes, you're starting to fed over the years, through history, any time period.
Taker.
Okay.
Taker's 1. I'll do it fucking as easy as pie. Taker, Big Show, Kane, and Andre.
Andre's a must, right? You got to do that.
Yeah, you got to. I mean, I was never in the ring with Bobo or Ernie Ladd I wasn't. All those other guys I touched, so it's like, I don't know, it seemed like a pretty special group of big old fuckers.
Yeah, that's a hell of a lineup right there, by the way. Yeah, that works.
Yep.
Folks, if you want to be part of the people watching, and we'll be asking questions soon, you can go to KliqThisTV.com and sign up and be part of all that cool stuff that you get, being part of the pre-show. Actually, we did a pre-show taping today that they were a part of that you guys probably watched last week right before the tournament started. So go to KliqThisTV.com, sign up, become part of the 11 Soft Club, and join everyone in the room with us now. And then go grab a shirt at the KliqThisShop.com. Don't forget about that. Kev, I watched Raw, and we talked a little bit about the the main event promo, which seems to be how we're going to do this every week. I thought it had a pretty hot open. The crowd was certainly.
Man, that San Antonio fucking crowd was hot. That building
Weren't they?
That place was. See, that's what happens when you get a building gets a vibe, and the fucking Spurs are so fucking hot right now that it's like there's nothing but fucking positive energy in that building. So people that go in that fucking building, man, are used to fucking watching Wemby. So it's like, you can just see, you can feel when there's a good, like you can tell when the Lakers are good and the boys wrestle in the Staples Center.
It carries over from the other sports.
And it happens. It happens when the Knicks are fucking hot in the Garden.
Right.
There's certain buildings, man, that just because in those giant metropolitan areas, the ticket price is so fucking high.
Yeah.
That those tickets fucking they rotate within a fucking pretty tight circle. I mean, there's general admissions, but I mean the fucking around courtside and fucking around ringside, that shit's it's pretty locked in.
So you obviously saw that Oba Femi got a rocket put up his ass.
You know what? Like he's I liked it because they kind of pushed him, and then they teased him at the Rumble. But I thought he like of the guys that got themselves over, I thought he got himself over in the Rumble, and people were just like, fuck, like they wanted to see. They were so smart because everybody wanted to see him and Lesnar go at it at the Rumble. And
so that could be a case.
They didn't
right,
get it. Yeah, so they planted that fucking seed, and then Brock comes down last night and tosses the fucking Jazz Hands crew around, and then fucking Femi comes down, fucking, and Brock, who's the most giving motherfucker on the planet, he's just not a fucking mark. There's nothing about that guy that's a fucking mark. I guess when you're fucking like one of the baddest motherfuckers on earth, like it's kind of
you got nothing to prove.
Yeah, like
sure.
what the fuck,
yeah, but it's
right?
business too, Kev. It's like the hotter he can make that main event. That's a big fucking payday for him.
It's one of those deals where it's a featured. There's nothing but the fact that fucking two characters are gonna go at it, and Brock is so fucking like because it's Brock and Femi got his like stuck him, Brock will be so Brock will go sell tickets next week, and then we won't see him till WrestleMania, and I might squash somebody with Femi on the way to Mania. I might have him go over somebody fucking because I think Rusev and him had kind of a too classic of a big. I think he needs to go against somebody that's a little bit smaller.
That was last week, yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit smaller. It's got more movement, just so he can get his shit over. Either way, it's gonna fucking sell though. And if I'm Brock Lesnar, and it's like I have to make somebody to make them worthy of a WrestleMania match, and I'm probably going to get a $2.5 to $3 million payday out of it. I'm pretty sure I'm making somebody.
Yeah. The El Grande Americano, like, is Chad Gable just dying to get out of this fucking gimmick, you think? Like,
I don't think that, like, right now, like, just like he got really. I know the guy Jay he trained with. Jay's training CM Punk right now for Mania. He does a good job with the boys. He's 50 years old, but he does a good job with the boys. He got Gable in really good shape, and he's he's a fucking Olympian. So all you got to do is just I think he's a micro macro guy. He can put together diets because I follow him and I watched him on a video, and he basically was just talking about if you pretty much eat the same thing all the fucking time and you don't bomb carbohydrates, you're fine. So that's kind of where I think I need to pick my cardio up, but I've been traveling, so I trained legs today, and it fucking spanked my nervous system. So, but anyway,
yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say that match will be definitely a good match to watch. So you added a big piece to the we're down in ticket sales because Brock will draw. It's just the card's getting better. People just, you know.
How do you keep? See, let's talk about the Roman and Punk thing here. We got 4 weeks going out. You've had someone took a punch last week. Someone took a punch this week. They're not going to wrestle.
Well, the Usos threw the punch last week on Punk. Then Punk threw the punch on Roman.
Yeah, right.
So I don't know, man. When you go off the air and fucking Roman's fucking rubbing his head like, but he's smiling like who's got who. I don't know. I think you tell a good story there.
But what I'm saying is, where do you go with this for the next few weeks? You think you can't?
I think they've got it where they need it. I think they got to do something with Liv. They got to get that thing going because that was a fucking clusterfuck last night. I don't know why they beat Raquel fucking flat. Just beat her clean.
Right.
You know, like that's somebody that I would watch that title match probably before I would watch her and Liv. If it was at Mania, you know, I'd probably watch Raquel over Liv. Just because it's and Raquel just needs to fucking. I mean, she has to give because she's putting her over, but I don't know. I like she took a real good bump where she went through instead of like getting knocked off her feet, she went through the fucking ropes and landed on her feet, and then took another shot and didn't go down. She works way smarter, way stronger, you know, and she let her, you know, she basically let her, she put her in a position for herself to lose, but she still, if she would have hit her finish instead of her coming out of it with her, you know, the roll up, then, but.
How about Randy and?
I thought they did a really good piece of business. I saw sometimes like I'll always fucking in my heart feel that fucking I think he would be so good knowing him. I just think that fucking Cody would be such a great heel. Like, and there was a black and white picture that I saw. I don't know. I think it was on Raw after the situation because they went to black and white because of the color on Cody. So, like when they showed anything that was a picture, a depiction of what happened, and Cody was kind of sitting, and it was probably cropped how I am right now, and his shirt was all torn, and he had this fucking almost like a falling down look on his face, but he had the blood across him. He was kind of battered looking. I just thought like that is a really good visual to make me forget for that split second this is a fucking work. You know, like it does because we're such visual creatures. It just all we want is just to kind of. But I mean, the bottom line is, you know, those two guys are really close.
Can you turn anyone heel? Could you turn Cody heel?
Yeah.
Turned Hogan heel, so you can turn anyone heel.
No,
right?
you can turn Cody heel because Cody's still gets like he has that everyman appeal that his dad had, but it would be so easy to turn that into Nature Boy. You know, because I watched him do a thing once when he was, maybe it was his wife that did it. Did an interview and they were in the trailer and he had like this rack of fucking suits. And she's like, you know, these are his suits, and you know, he usually only wears these one time, then he gets rid of them. And you're thinking like, those are $1,600 to $2,000 suits minimum, and he's fucking wearing them one fucking day and dumping them. That was Iverson. Did you ever hear that story? Back in the day, yeah, Iverson would fucking go to a town because he's 5'11", 6 feet, like perfect sized guy to go in, and he would just fucking wear a suit, and they'd leave it in the hotel and put on another. They'd just be buying suits. Fucking,
I'd love to do that.
Can you imagine
so much
that?
fun.
Never fucking never worried about dry cleaning.
Yeah.
You'd have to be but you'd have to have a professional shopper. You know,
to acquire them in each town.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah. You don't want to.
But you could if you're making Iverson's money.
Oh, fuck yeah!
Absolutely.
God, that goes against everything in my fucking soul.
With what, the suit thing?
No, just any waste. I'm fuck.
You are a very conservative cat with that stuff. It's funny when people like talk shit about you. Oh, this rich, you see the shit sometimes people post. People only knew how you lived. The things you will splurge on, right, are very specific.
I mean, I won't stupidly buy vehicles. I'll purchase a vehicle after somebody else took the hit, and I'll get a brand new car with basically for 25 to 30% off. I've always done that. That's just, I don't need to see a window sticker. I'm not that big of a fucking mark. How many farts can somebody throw in 2,000 miles into your leather? So,
if it's too many, just take the whole seat out.
Well, that's
leather.
Fuck it. If you can take the seat out, why not take the transmission? I mean, hell, replace the engine.
So my daughter totaled her car.
Yeah,
cars, and it ended up being a total.
She
loss.
got T-boned though. It wasn't her fault.
She did. Oh, I know it wasn't her fault. But
when
you're making the turn though, can I gripe? When you're making the turn, it is always your fault. I was talking to the insurance company. I said, she was making a left, so it's always your fault. I said, the person waved her on, and the person came from behind her and sped around because they didn't want to wait, and that was the one that hit. I said, isn't that a shared responsibility? And my own insurance company said, yeah, maybe your daughter's only 80% responsible. They said, which is basically 100 as far as.
You know what? And that's why I never understood like Michigan having a no-fault insurance. There's no fault. It's because it's just how many times is that? Unless dash cams come standard on all cars, that we're fucked. Because why isn't that part of your system that you can get?
That's a good question. They could put. You have a backup camera, so why don't you just have a front camera? That's
a dash cam
that you can download the.
And you can fucking put a gimmick in it, and fucking you can either use it or don't use it if you're worried about being spied on or anything else. But at least
that's coming in our lifetime. We'll see that probably.
That and $13 fucking gas. Boom.
I saw a picture in Los Angeles. Steve, is it true?
God!
Are we up to $8 yet? I saw someone took a picture. I don't know if it's doctored. I don't. Okay.
So when I was in Detroit, I had I had a Yukon Denali, and I drove around for a week. I mean, not very far. The gym was, I mean, seriously, the gym was 3 miles from my hotel. What a great setup I had. I mean, really, and fucking, I wore my shirt today. I have to give a shout out
to the Autorama people.
No, the Powerhouse. Powerhouse. Let me put it down here. Powerhouse Gym, Troy, Michigan, 24/7. George and the boys. Thanks for a week of working out.
Oh, I saw a post. Was that the guy that you
Yeah,
posted?
me and George. Yeah, me and George. We trained together. We did arms together on Thursday. That was nice.
But you're a Yukon Denali.
Yeah, so I drove it, and it was time for me to take it back to the airport. So I know that if you when you get off 94, you'll go off and you'll hit Middle Belt. You go left to go up to the Avis drop off, or you go right and there's a gas station on the other corner. So I went to the gas station, and gas was $3.55. And my bill was 40-something bucks. And I didn't even sell it because I'm so used to putting $4 fucking gas. Tamara told me that she filled her car up yesterday, and it was on the beach side at the Sunoco. It was $4.89 a gallon for premium.
Right. Yeah.
They say that if it goes to 120, what is it a barrel today? 116, 112? What is it? I don't even know.
Didn't look. No.
Oh, hold on.
It's in the news, so it's significant.
Oh, I can't. I got to fucking real quick do a fucking loud Google into my fucking phone because I'm.
We got it right here. We got it right here, Big Kev. Today was 111.59.
So
yeah.
say 112. So
Around
they say at 120 when it hits 120 a barrel, that adds $1,000 to each family of 4 for the year. So here's some fun facts I looked at this week. What do you think the cutoff for an individual for poverty is, income-wise?
Annual, I think it's below 24.
It's like 15 and change.
Oh, is it? Okay. 15,960.
Yeah, and 33
for an individual, 33 for
33
family.
for the family of 4. So a family of 4, that's $27.50 a week. I'm sorry, a month. That's $27.50 a month. Yeah, I'm sorry. So at that, they're saying that 10.5% of the country is below poverty, which means 40 fucking million Americans live below the poverty line. And we're spending $1 billion a day not knowing what the fuck we're getting. I mean,
well, a lot of people share that sentiment in even in Washington, as we're seeing Kent stepping down.
There's 2 parts of me is in politics, and I'm always going to be, and I fucking, it's like I have just this 4% Barry Goldwater gene somewhere in my body. And it's just, I don't know, man. It's just, I'm kind of a hawk, and I think like now at this point, but we're not going to get that 800 pounds of enriched uranium. We're just not going to get it. It's if you go over the topography of Iran, like the entire West Coast it's incredible mountain range that's like jagged rocks. And I forget who tried, maybe Iraq tried to come through that way. It was a fucking meat grinder. The other side has another mountain range, and then either way, when you get over that mountain range, there's two fucking vast deserts that would just bog down equipment and just eat fuel, and I mean, just would make life miserable. So it's like there's a reason the Persian Empire has never been fucking beaten.
Terrain.
Fucking, it's a fucking country's a natural. It's a natural fort. So, you know, and there used to be. I remember when I was in college, I used to take a lot of military science courses, and I was always really into the military. And I bet you, at some war college, people have went over and over and over, like the movements to Iraq, because you know everybody's statement is we should have done this 45, 47, 43, whenever. I know it was 77, 78. I think it was 78 when they took the embassy hostage over there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like it just doesn't seem like anybody really looked into. Well, I mean, when you're following somebody so close, and he stops, and your head goes up his ass, like you better ask Netanyahu what we're doing, you know, because whatever the fuck, it's like, yeah, take us to your leader.
Well, we followed them right in, and there wasn't even time for this.
So is this? Tell me if this sounds really stupid, but if Israel, what I've understood in my learnings, the entire Muslim world, absolutely, like they're enemy number one. They want the annihilation of the Jewish nation. That's the Muslim Islamic, you know. And then you decide that you're going to attack a Middle Eastern Muslim country with a bunch of Middle Eastern Muslim countries around it, and shit goes off and it's not going to escalate. Like, how at some point you say, yeah, 2 more weeks and this thing will play out. Like, no. Every day fucking it's like.
There's a lot of indication that this is going to be looked back at. Some could be looked at now, but certainly in retrospect.
I hope that Gabriel didn't see the angel. Gabriel, the whole Revelation.
Oh, Book of Revelation.
Because it's 7 years, and it's like, so there could be peace. So right now, if this came out into peace, then 3.5 years there's deceit, and the shit's on. So this could be biblically Armageddon in 3.5 years. Once they get it stopped. So.
Yeah.
Which is so we got that going for us.
You know what we got to get to stop, Kev? You're a dog owner yourself, so you know that if we're seeing signs of allergies in our dogs,
I was feeding my little guy these. He loves these.
Oh, the allergy relief soft chews?
Yes.
We're talking about Better Wild, everyone knows. We're talking about Cooper. We're talking about Midge. We're talking about the Better Wild.
Coop loves him. Coop loves him as treats. I break him in half.
Yeah, he's a little guy. You certainly break it in half.
But I give him 4 bones a day.
Uh-huh.
Of the red. Yeah.
if you're seeing signs, you may not even realize you're seeing signs of allergies in your dogs. Ear infections, maybe red skin, rashes, spots, patchy skin, even diarrhea and just signs of poor digestion. These are not normal dog behaviors. They're actually signs of allergies. And what I learned working with our friends at Better Wild, that allergies in dogs start in the gut. When things get out of balance internally, it can show up everywhere. All right, and they have issues with skin, ears, itchy ears, if you see paw chewing, digestion, even just energy. Okay, so just like us, dogs are going to need good bacteria to strengthen their gut health and calm an overactive immune system. And that's what led me to Better Wild Allergy Relief Soft Chews. Okay, this is the solution. They're designed to support your pet's allergy defenses by strengthening digestion, helping restore balance from the inside. This is Ancestral Advantage Wolf Probiotics, natural ingredients proven to help from your dog's natural ancestor. Right now, Better Wild is offering our listeners up to 40% off their order, your order, at betterwild.com. That's betterwild.com/Kliq, Kliq, to get that up to 40% off offer. Go to betterwild.com/Kliq, Kliq. Thank you. Wolf Probiotic, Forward, salmon, colostrum, all the stuff they need.
To me, man, it doesn't matter what's in it. If they don't eat it, that's the key. My little guy eats them.
Correct. Kev, how about a little Florida man Jersey guy? It's been a minute.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you two headlines. One is going to be a Jersey guy. One's going to be the activities of a Florida man. Kevin will use his remarkable senses to decipher both. First one, man arrested after stealing packages with GPSs inside. Second, man allegedly tried to steal septic tank with the Toyota Corolla and a U-Haul.
GPS is way too northeast, not to be Jersey, and septic tank is way too Florida not to be Florida.
You got it. Yeah, I wasn't thinking in those terms, but okay, yeah, you're right. You can't argue with success.
No.
So for this story,
I got to give this. A quick shout out.
Go ahead.
Somebody sent to my P.O. box a box, like a package, but my wife said that it was delivered after my place closed. I didn't, so whoever dropped it off left it out in front of the place. So my package was just there all night long. So Tamara brought it home. She goes, "What is it?" And I said, "I have no idea." And I opened it up, and it was a box set of all the TV series Batman.
The old one that we were just talking about?
The Adam West, Burt Ward series, the entire box set. And I said,
and we all know you have a DVD player, so you're playing.
Yeah. Oh. So everybody, like somebody out there that listens to our show, because we did the Danhausen.
Yeah.
And we made the Batman reference.
That would have been if that's Danhausen himself, that would be fucking epic.
It'd be brilliant.
That he even might know what the old Batman series is would be pretty epic.
There's no doubt he does.
All right, Steve.
That's campy. That's such campy TV. That's
total
great.
Camp, man.
That's so fucking. If you don't know fucking Adam West doing the bat dance, if you don't know the fucking with the hands, Catwoman, if you don't know that motherfucker, man.
2 words: shark repellent.
Oof. That's the movie.
That was the movie. You fucking know that was the movie, and you're right. It was the movie,
yeah,
the 2-hour TV special.
Yeah, that was the movie.
Yeah, they didn't have the budget to go into the ocean for the weekly, I guess. They had to save that up. Back with Kliq This, the Kevin Nash podcast. Guys, you know what time it is. It's time to level up. Blue Chew drops their crazy-ass Blue Chew Gold, and we're going to be the first ones to bring it to you. Of course, with our special deal that we always get. It's the newest innovation from the #1 chewable ED brand. All right, not your average blue pill, guys. This is a 4-in-1 beast. It is setting the gold standard, all pun intended, for performance. We're talking 2 ingredients for blood flow to keep your rocket pumping, mixed with apomorphine and oxytocin to turn up the arousal and connection in your brain and body. All right, they dissolve under your tongue now. 15 minutes, you're ready to lay pipe. Means you can get it on quicker and stay in the game longer. It's elevation without hesitation, peak passion, peak performance in one single tablet. Next time she rolls over and says, "You up?" the answer's going to be yes, mofo.
Or you don't want to be the guy that didn't take it in the 2-man orgy.
Right, exactly. Come on over. And
having an orgy. Who's going to be there? Just me.
We got a special deal for listeners. Get 10% off your first month of Blue Chew Gold. You're going to use the code NASH. That is promo code NASH. Visit bluechew.com for more details and important
You got to
safety
fucking love the fact that, I mean, always ahead of the game. I mean, libido. I mean, how do you buy any product but Blue Chew Gold?
I don't.
Exactly.
Must be a great place to work. Imagine sitting around your business all day long thinking about how to maximize the hard-on. I mean, they're doing God's work.
The only thing better than that would be actually being really, really well paid for porn.
I could see that being really exhausting. And
yeah, but you can imagine if it was like NBA money.
Oh, yeah, well, exactly.
You got 82 games, 82
Talk about being a baller.
82 4-hour gigs. Blue Chew, stretch out, keep you maybe even get your ankles taped. I don't know.
But not as much travel. Can we keep it all in the same city, maybe? All home games. All home games.
I'm just right in the condo here.
I was going to send you to Venice for it, but okay, the condo.
No, as long as our sponsors, Blue Chew, it's Blue Chew Productions. It's like, fuck, we're gold.
All right. Time for Ask Nash. This is where, if you are a member of the 11 Soft Club, you can ask Kev a question, get an audience with the multi-time world champion, 2-time Hall of Famer, like Pip the Cook, 4283 did. What's with Rhodes, sorry, bad spelling, getting beat around WrestleMania? Oh, meaning Cody.
He didn't get beat. He just got beat up.
Yes, that's what they mean, I guess.
Oh, I think it's called an angle.
Right.
Yeah.
Ace Ramon. Anyone else think Randy versus Raheem will steal the show? The Punk Roman program feels washed. It's a guy mad about an old podcast versus a man mad about being called old. It sounds if the crowd in San Antonio is any indication, they were not tired by the time that main event angle came out.
They came when they went. I mean, just let it. Jerry Lee Lewis, you gotta let the board play. Wants to do the boogie woogie.
Knew we were gonna get a Jerry Lee Lewis. I was hoping it would
the
be
board play.
A whole lot of shaking going on.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Producer Steve jumping in with one. Which of these matches do you think should go on absolute last? So the end Sunday night.
I gotta go Roman Punk.
Yeah, that's the way they're angling this, right? It looks like.
That seems to be the case, but they haven't announced enough for us to know for sure. And the whole Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes thing feels like a pivot from where they were a month ago.
To me, you don't put a graphic out that says that Roman Reigns has been the main event of 11 WrestleManias
And not have him
unless
close the show.
He's not gonna close this show. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I think so, Steve-O. Hey, Britt, do you think people are more excited for the Bloodline coming back together instead of Punk versus Roman? So is it more about a long-term angle?
I don't see the Bloodline coming back together. I think the fact that by Roman saying that he's a part-time worker and a full-time husband and father, that just saying that I'm not going to be there every week, I'm not going to anchor the Bloodline, that's not an option. So I don't even think you think towards that.
Right,
I think he made it adamant that wasn't an option. Good for him.
All right, give me another question. Let's wrap us up here. The worst college basketball team in the bracket. I pick UMass Amherst if they're on there. They're not. Used to work for that university about 10 years ago. Who's the sure loss this time? Is it Queens College, maybe?
I think that there was one that like nobody knew who the team even was. They never heard about them before. Yeah.
Was it LIU? Well, I mean, I'm up here, so I know LIU, but as far as the tournament bracket, that might be their first appearance.
Yeah.
Kliq This is a production of Butch and Sundance Media, produced and associated. Okay, we'll get one more. Hey, Britt, any memories with Conan? My thoughts and prayers are with him during his current health journey.
Man,
how to do that, right,
me
Steve?
and Conan did so much. We traveled a lot together. One of my favorite trips was just me and Conan, and we were like San Angelo, Lubbock, maybe Amarillo, Odessa, and it was like it was all luchadors on the card. Conan was super fucking over. He was over anyway, but he was super fucking over on this tour. And I think Scott and I worked. I forget who we worked. We worked at Tag. Maybe me and Conan worked at Tag. Maybe Scott was Black and White back then. But anyway. So we did like a Step Brothers moment, and I know you haven't seen the movie, Sean. So
I'm supposed to have seen that right after The Godfather 2.
Oh, I've put it over 19 times. You think sooner or later you go, oh, geez, just for sake of fucking, it's like an abacus. But they do a deal when they say, did we just become best friends? And they're like, yeah. You want to go play? You want to go do karate in the basement? Yeah. So I said to him, I said, hottest female of all time since you were a kid. And we both looked at each other, and at the same time we went, Raquel Welch. And I said, 2, when we looked at each other, we went, and Margaret. And I went, fuck. I said, that's like, what are the odds of 2 guys with that difference in age to pick, of all the women that you could pick, to pick those 2?
Right.
You know?
Well, they're healthy choices, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, but I think Raquel Welch was, like, that was my era's, I mean, she was.
You're putting Rachel Ward at number 3 probably, aren't you?
I think, like, if I had to pick, like Pam Anderson, barbed wire was pretty fucking hot. That era of Pam Anderson was pretty fucking. She was a smoke show.
Kliq This is a production of Butch and Sundance Media, produced in association with Podcast Heat. Created by Tristan Nash, Kevin Nash, and Sean Oliver. Produces Steve Kaufman. Graphics by Dominic D'Angelo. Title sequence and audio edit by Wesley Burleson. Theme song by Dale Oliver. No relation. Technical research by Tristan Nash. Copyright 2026. Butch and Sundance Media. Kev, do you want to do another one?
Good on you, Liam.
Customer service never answers a thing. Let us free to breathe in air we're supposed to breathe. Through twists and turns you've come to love me. Now I'm cold, I'm frozen. Baby, we're broken, and the customer service never answers a thing. Yeah, the customer service never